Spring is upon us, and with that comes a whole list of new chores. One of my favorite spring chores is burning the fields. The practice of burning fields began with Native Americans, who realized that bison would graze upon the fresh grasses that would sprout up soon after the fields had burned. These fires started by lightning strikes, but soon became the first known use of prescribed burns to attract bison for hunting. Today, the routine burning of pasture land is used to hold back the eastern red cedar tree, which can become overgrown and quickly overtake a field. Burning also improves the native grasses by removing old thatch that can slow these grasses' growth. The native grasses provide much needed nutrition for livestock and encourages the abundance of prairie wildlife. Plus, it's just really fun.
Look what you did!
Hope it'll.
I made fire.
Yeah.
Big fire.
That makes this 20-degree day seem pretty warm, doesn't it? Warm up your tootsies.
I'm more worried about.
Huh?
I'm more worried about my hands.
The fire. Warm your hands.
I've been doing that, but. Look at my path of destruction!
Okay, so if you guys remember, probably a couple videos ago, I'm not really sure how far back it was, we had a kind of a pest control company gave us some things to try out. We were zapping mice and things like that, and anyways, I emailed them back and said, yeah, we're still having some problems with mice, mainly in our vehicles, so they gave us something new to try here. So this is what we're using. This is a rodent repellent that goes in the vehicle. Alright, get out of the wind a bit. So remember all the mice that are just down here, they get up into our vehicles. You probably see some of their droppings and stuff down there. Anyways, so what this is you basically strap it into your engine compartment, and then it attaches to your battery, and it creates a light that flashes, and it also creates a sound which is supposed to repel rodents. So mice out here, they get into everything. They get into our cars, of course into the garage. That mouse trap they gave us last time, that electrically shocks them. I've killed several mice with that thing. But anyways, trying to keep them out of our vehicles because they chew up the wires. This causes all sorts of problems. And it also kind of smells a little bit, especially in the summertime. It's still springtime now, still pretty cool out, but it can get pretty stinky, especially when you turn your vents on and they've been nesting in your vents all winter. So we'll get this hooked up here and I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to wait a little while, a couple weeks maybe, and then see how things look when I come back, if we see any signs of them. Okay, so I got this hooked up right there. And all I did was just strapped it to the side. Actually, it comes with these zip ties. So I just had to drill a hole, strap it in there. You can see the light flashing shows that it's got power and everything's working the way it should. And I just ran the wires down under, had them pop up. There's one there. The other one is right here. So those go onto the battery, and it doesn't drain a whole lot. It doesn't do much. Oh. I just set something off. So you see the flashing and it's making a noise. So that's what it does, and it's supposed to keep mice away. According to the box, I'm supposed to put one on this side and one over on this side, but we'll see how well this does here. Okay, what are you girls doing?
We're staining a bird cage.
You're caging wildlife?
No. Okay. We're making a bigger cage for a parakeet. Their cage is actually pretty small.
Gotcha. So what's the process you've done so far?
Sanded down the old colors and now we're staining it.
Yep. Get up, it looked good. I'm sure their birds will be happy because this cage is probably about 4 times as big as the one they're in now. Okay, we are progressing pretty good on our bird cage here. So the girl's got 2 coats of poly on it now. You can see it's getting a nice shine on there. We'll probably give it maybe 1 more coat, not sure yet. And then I was going to put a light in here. I think I'm just going to just have the fan. We added this board, put some pocket screws in the back. And so the plan is this will be one big door, and then down here will be a flap that comes down so the girls can get in there and change the water and food and things like that. And then air flow from up there will come from below or around the door, get sucked through and then pull it out so it won't get any stinky and musty and stuff in there. And then down below is where all the bird food and toys and stuff will be kept at. Well, it is springtime, and part of it being springtime is getting the tractors and everything ready to go. I haven't really serviced them since the fall, so I gotta go through and get everything greased up and check all my fittings, check all my bolts, make sure everything's good and tight. Anyone who's used a grease gun before knows that the standard fittings here really kind of suck. You push them on there, and then getting them back off is sometimes really difficult. So people over at Saker sent me these. These are releasable coupler locks that just replaces the tip here on your grease gun. So it looks like that. And what it is, when you press this down, it releases your grip on the grease dirt. So that ought to be super handy, make things a lot faster. Like I said, when you stick this on there, getting it back off is just awful sometimes. So hopefully this release grip will help me out with that, because between the Bobcat and the mower and the Mini X and the Kubota tractor, I've probably got around 100 of these to do, and this will make it a heck of a lot easier, we're hoping. So let's test it out and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm down here on the skid steer. Girls are cleaning up the barns and everything, but here's a grease dirt right there. And before I put the new one on, I'll show you how hard it is to get these off. Pushing them on there is easy, but when you go to get them off, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially after you've built up pressure on them. So after I've put a lot of grease in there and there's pressure pushing back up on here, getting them off is sometimes pretty tough. I'll go ahead and do this one and I'll show you how it's tough to get them off once there's pressure on them. Well, maybe out of grease. Yeah. So I only have a little bit of pressure on there right now, and that sucker is just stuck on there. So if anyone has a trick on getting these off, once they got pressure behind them, let me know. But I guess it doesn't matter if I'm going to put this automatic release on there. Put that guy on there, I should be able to get in there, just push the button and it'll pop right off. That's the goal anyways. But yeah, that's just stuck. Oh, there we go. So imagine doing that when you're underneath someone trying to get it up from below. It's really difficult. Sometimes it pops off and you bang your hands and then you curse a lot and your wife looks at you funny. So I think my tube is out, so I'll get a new tube of grease in there, and then I'll continue to get these set up and show you what it's like when I get this Saker quick release coupler installed. Alright, so we'll see how well this works here now. My only concern is how bulky this is. It is definitely a lot bigger. It went on okay. On there good and tight. I'm going to put enough grease in there where I can see it coming out. Around the outside. Okay, you probably can't see it, but I can see it squishing out right there, which is what I want. And then right off. So it's locked in, can't come out. Push the release button, comes right off. That's slick. That's gonna make this job a lot easier. Trying to get the tractor ready so I can pull it out, and I have an air tire up while looking how to get things ready. Found a little present there for me. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eggs. Seems like we lose eggs all the time, and you just are wondering why you're not seeing eggs anywhere, and you find these piles just randomly around the place. So who knows how many piles we have sitting around. Well, I'll tell you what, that saved me a lot of time working with this here. So again, that's a Saker quick release coupler for a grease gun. I'll put a link in the description to it, of course. That was just a lot easier than using the old method with that old coupler on there. So I had to suggest it. It saved me a lot of time, a lot of aggravation too. So Val's getting the last coat of poly on the doors, and I'm going ahead and getting the hinges on here, so we get the doors on here pretty soon. And I went ahead and tacked on a little part foot there so it matches the lip up front, so it's nice and even on the bottom, which it wasn't before. It kind of flopped around. So we'll let those dry, get the doors on, and then really we can put up in place at that point. I think I've got some hinges for this somewhere. Just gotta find them. And then we'll be one step closer, right?
Yep.
Yep. Headed down to drop off some recycling, then go pick up some trash and stuff. So those mouse things we put in here seem to be working. I haven't seen no mouse or mice are running around my feet right now or anything, and I haven't seen any evidence of them inside the engine compartment or anything. Barry said he hasn't caught anything in his either. Usually he's got some rat bait out and some sticky traps and things like that, and he hasn't seen anything in there. So I'd say those things are working pretty good. I helped a friend out with a remodel on his office recently and had an opportunity to use a Kapro 150 semi-professional aluminum level. This level is accurate to 1/1000th of an inch and features a vivid cylindrical vial and has a V-groove on the side for leveling pipe or conduit. The lightweight I-beam profile resists warping, and their patented plumb sight view allows you to read the vial without having to twist your neck against the wall. The level also features a horizontal view vial for when looking down at the level from above. Again, this is a Kapro 150 semi-professional aluminum level, which is great for beginner DIY projects or home renovations. It is lightweight and more economical than a box beam level without sacrificing the accuracy.